Playoff Jimmy Butler has officially arrived, dude. He's here. He's here, dude. Like last night, he scored 38 points, 15 of which came in the fourth quarter, including him knocking down a pair of threes in the final 2 minutes of the game. Jimmy Butler only lives for these moments, dude. He doesn't care about November basketball, December basketball. No. In November, he is Shimmy Butler. He's just shimmying out there. He's just dancing out there in the hardwood. He don't care. In freaking April, May, Himmy Butler.
The NBA playoffs. Welcome to NBA.
But I want it now.
If last night's game was like an indicator of just like what's to come for the playoffs, dude, freaking sign me up. Like, we got some beautiful matchups in the first round. The Lakers against the Wolves, the Clippers against the Nuggets, the Pistons against the Knicks. And now we have the Warriors against the Rockets. Dude, the basketball gods blessed us. They blessed us.
What gave you that peace and that confidence knowing like we got this together?
That we got a hellified Batman and Steph. That's a Batman if I've ever seen a Batman. Always coming to save the day. You're never out of any game. And more than anything, he's just so poised. He's so calm. And he was a huge part of us getting this victory.
It's true. In the regular season, I think it's safe to say Jimmy is a Robin. You know, he has the whole cape and whatever. But come tax day, April 15th, better do taxes, dude. He is a tank. He goes from being a DPS to a tank, dude. April 15th, he is Emma Frost. He's Robin to Emma Frost, dude. He's Emma Frost. All right, I've been playing too much Marvel Rivals. I'm the more, by the way. He goes from being a Robin to a Batman. You know, and it's very commendable. But like, granted, I will be honest, like early on in the season when he was going through his diva behavior with him wanting to get traded from the Heat, you can't really hold anything against him once the playoff starts and he starts playing like playoff Jimmy Butler. Once he starts delivering when it matters the most, it just comes to a point where you're just like, all right, yeah, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with his antics in the regular season because he will deliver when it matters the most. So, you know, but yeah, man, in this video, I'm going to talk about Jimmy Butler, Himmy Butler, and then, you know, just talk about the Warriors for a bit in this upcoming matchup. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'd truly appreciate it. So Jimmy Butler completes the Warriors. In certain facets of the game where the Warriors struggled, especially when, like, you know, Steph Curry's on the bench and he's just, you know, taking a breather, the Warriors had no course of action to sustain those minutes when Steph is on the bench. Now they do. Like last night, Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry combined for 75 points. And I think that I want to harp on is that Jimmy Butler, we all know he's a free throw menace, you know. But like since 2019, 2020, there hasn't been a player in the league who has matched Jimmy Butler's combination of high usage rate and free throw attempt rate. He's actually like the highest over the past 6 seasons, and apparently even higher than prime Shaq and the Lakers. And that was evident last night as Jimmy Butler himself had 18 free throws compared to the Grizzlies' 20. Like he nearly, you know, had more free throws than the entire Grizzlies team. But, you know, even though he missed 6 free throws, I'll be honest. But it just goes to show how Jimmy can just stop the game. He just stops the game. He can dictate the pace of the game. And, you know, you need that when Steph Curry is on the bench. You need that just to continue controlling the pace of the game. I feel like that's what Jimmy brings most. And obviously, like a second scoring option or a third scoring option. But, I mean, in the playoffs, he's a second scoring option. But that right there just shows his overall impact on the Warriors.
What personally bothers you more, turnovers or missed free throws?
Turnovers. I hate turning the ball over. Free throws, but turnovers really irk me.
He needs to hit them. he knows that. He do whatever it takes, dude. Whatever it takes. Underhand free throws. Fuck it. Whatever it works. If it works, it works. Who cares? If it's in, then it's in. I can imagine Jimmy doing an underhand free throw. So these are Jimmy's playoff averages. It's not really, you know, jaw dropping or anything like that. I mean, 21.4 points, you know, 6.7 rebounds. It's over a course of 119 playoff games. But I want to point out, you know, and see 2 playoff runs that Jimmy had where he just elevated his game to Batman status. Like in the 2021-2022 season where Miami was actually the East top seed, Butler averaged for that playoff run 27.4 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, 4.6 assists, 2.1 steals while shooting 50% from the field. And he ended up losing in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics. Then in Miami's improbable 8-seed NBA Finals run, Jimmy, again, just averaged stellar numbers. 27 points per game, 6.5 rebounds per game, 6 assists per game while shooting 46 from the field and 36% from the three. Warriors are going to have 2 Batman, plural, Batman, in the playoffs. They do, dude. He's not a Robin anymore. He's Batman. You know, and one thing I keep thinking is just like, how many teams in the West have 2 Batmen on their roster? 2 bus drivers on their roster like that? The Thunder don't really... I mean, Chet Holmgren looks like he's going to be one in the future. You know, I don't know. But then again, besides those Batmen, you need to have your Robins around the 2 Batmen. You know, they need to have Moody, Podzinski, you know, guys like Draymond Green. You know, obviously they're going to continue playing good basketball, but like Kuminga didn't even play last night, and apparently Draymond Green and apparently Steve Kerr said that he's going to play in the playoffs. But you know, like they need the Robins to step up as well. They just because you have 2 Batman doesn't mean you don't have any Robins. You know, they need to have their Robins as well. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like the only drawback I can think of is just like these 2 Batman. That thing pissed me off. These 2 Batman, they're kind of up there in age. You know, they put Vaseline on their ankles whenever they enter Batmobile. But, you know, you still have 2 Batman. So you can't really go against that Batman logic. Gotham is morally fucked right now. Gotham is fucked. And you know what? The only thing that can stop them right now is Father Time. Or the Rockets. You know, the Rockets could very well bounce them in the first round. I'm over here mumbling and yammering for no reason. Granted, these are the current odds. The Rockets are slated to be underdogs against the Warriors. I mean, the main argument there is not the talent of the Rockets, but rather just the Rockets just being inexperienced. I will admit, though, the Rockets and the Warriors, like the Rockets, they have young players, but some of the young players are guys who are just alphas. Guys with Jimmy Butler mentalities, like Amen Thompson. I'll even throw in Sengun in there. You know, so granted, yes, they're young, but they're young alphas. So that's if you're a young beta, yeah, I understand that. You're gonna walk in the hardwood. You're gonna be, your knees are shaking and all that stuff. Another thing that I want to point out of this important, because it was an important dub last night for the Warriors. The Warriors now have a clear path to the conference finals without meeting the Thunder there. They're not going to play the Thunder in the second round. You know, I'm not trying to disrespect them saying already they're going to beat the Rockets because I don't think that's set in stone yet. I think that series is going to 7 games. And in the regular season, I mean, like the Warriors, they won the season series. They won it 3-2. But the odds are saying that the Rockets are underdogs. I think it's a little bit closer than people expect it to be. But I think it's going to 7 games, either way. At season's end, the Rockets and the Warriors were the 2 teams that ranked in top 10 in both offensive and defensive rebounding percentage. My opinion, and this is my dumb opinion, like I think it's going to come down to that point right there, the rebounding. They're both, you know, pretty good rebounding teams. I think on paper and on the hardwood, the Rockets are a bit taller, bigger in their paint. I mean, Steven Adams has been playing much better as of late. Alperen Sengun. They've even had lineups where both Steven Adams and Alperen Sengun are on the floor at the same time. So I'm just like, and you got to throw in Jabari Smith Jr. It's all about the playoff atmosphere for this series. The Warriors are the much more experienced team. The Warriors coming from a championship mentality. Rockets, they're new to this game now. Their core players are new. Granted, they do have Dylan Brooks, Fred VanVleet, but I still think it's going to be much closer. But anyway, screw that. Playoff Jimmy is here. And with Playoff Jimmy, like he's shown us in the past, anything is possible with him on the floor. Anything. So I would not be surprised if the Warriors made a big run. But yeah, man, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. Till next video, peace, y'all.